It's amazing to be here. Truly amazing to be here. I was here last year and I was in the audience, and there was Suvarna Jyoti and Garavati and also Vimokshini. And they said, when they came back, they said that it was the best thing that they've done in their life. It was the most significant and best thing that they've done in their lives. And I thought, okay. And I thought, gosh, can't believe I'm going to say the same thing. So I just didn't really envisage that I would be saying the same thing today. Going on an ordination course and taking the vows that Subhadramati was talking about is the best thing I've done in my life. So why it's the best thing that I've done? It's because I've experienced something, or I've had experience where I've been aligned with my values, and also making a conscious commitment. I've made many commitments in my lives, but there is something about making commitment that is very consciously done, and also to something that really deeply means something to me. So that's why it's the best thing that one has done. So I want to give a little bit of a flavor and also put it into a context of the people that enabled me to do what I've done, and of becoming Prajnanita, that is standing in front of you right now, and being able to practice within the Triratna Buddhist order, really. So I want to start actually by saying a poem to you, and it's a poem made by our founder Sangharashita. So I'm just going to say the poem to you, and then I'll explain a bit more about that. So the poem is called 4 Gifts. I come to you with 4 gifts. The first gift is a lotus flower. Do you understand? My second gift is a golden net. Can you recognize it? My third gift is a shepherd's round dance. Do your feet know how to dance? Mm-hmm. My fourth gift is a garden planted in the wilderness. Could you work there? I come to you with 4 gifts. Dare you accept them? So I really wanted to say this particular poem because it was very significant on the retreat for me. Amongst other things, Mokshadi and me and 2 other women sang that particular poem, and it appeared in many guises on the retreat. But especially to appreciate Sangharashita, without which we wouldn't actually be here, the order wouldn't be here. And he says in his poem he comes with 4 gifts, but actually he came with thousands of gifts. And I think as we go through the order life, we actually unravel the gifts that he has made for us. So I'm really grateful for that. So I thought, maybe thinking about the different gifts. So for me, the lotus flower would be the practices that I was given on the ordination retreat. And some of them are old practices, some of them are new practices. So the first one would be my visualization practice that I was given. And I was given that particular visualization practice. It was actually brought out for me by my preceptor, whose name is Sadanandi. And she's a chair in Adhisthana. It is her birthday today. So she just opened up for me this new practice where I've got a goddess called Prajna Paramita, a mother of all Buddhas that I'm practicing now. And she embodies the perfection of wisdom. So for me, it's a very transformative practice, and I'm just on the beginning of having that particular practice in my everyday life. And already I feel I've had an inkling of what direct experience may be for me, and something about really feeling what impermanence is, but also what suffering and dukkha is. And in that direct experience, it taught me a lot about why we need compassion. Yeah. So whenever we practice wisdom, it's also about practicing compassion, and it's important to practice that compassion. So on the retreat, there would be these new practices that you were introduced to, but also old practices. And for me, I've got a friend here, a very dear friend, Matri Sambhava, who's always said to me, do the metta bhavana. Whenever I came to her with something, you know, what's going on, she would say, metta bhavana. So on the retreat, it would be twice a day, 12 weeks actually, we were there, 12 weeks, twice a day, metta bhavana. So it's also about doing practices and really understanding their particular power that they have. And also people like Paramananda, who teaches in West London, who taught us a lot about posture, of really sitting many times during the day. This is something that happens on the ordination retreat. It's very vague on the ordination retreat. Things happen many times. Things last for a while. So you're sitting many times in a shrine room, and it's about really living the posture. The posture is the meditation, and I had a real sense of that. That's what I was really working for the 3 months when I was there. So that would be the first gift. The second gift is golden net. So Sangharashita said, can you recognize it? And for me, that particular gift is the interconnection of people. So again, we would have old people and new people. And I think when you're somewhere for 12 weeks and it's very spacious, you've got nothing to do but practicing, you actually get to appreciate all the different people that got you to the place where you are. So for me, I've learned to meditate from a very dear friend who's in Cornwall and was here last week but couldn't make today, Dharma Sakya. And I'm very grateful to her for what she's given me in that sense. And also, there are lots of Mitra study leaders. I thought I was part of 3 Mitra studies, but I'm seeing Dharma Megha there today, and I'm thinking, no, I was part of 4 Mitra studies. So Sugati is somewhere here, Vandana Jyoti at one point. So all my Mitra study leaders, if you're doing Mitra study, those people become really strong for you. You almost remember certain things that are being said in your Mitra studies. So, and also my Kula members. When you're getting ordained, you are training for ordination, and you've got some people who kind of take you under their wing. So Prajna Devi would be one of them, and Sudhijaya there. And basically, you wouldn't make it without those people that are willing to meet you on a regular basis and go through your different frustrations over the time. and there are many in your ordination training. So I'm most grateful to them, really. I would also like to say thank you to Akasha Mitra, but I hope to leave him for a little bit later, who's my partner. But you also have these new connections that you create. And when I was there, we were 16 of us, so 15 plus myself. And if you know me a little bit, I'm really into SAS training and kind of hardcore. And what I found is that when you... It's true, isn't it? When you're on this ordination retreat, it's like you get that camaraderie that everybody's talking about. There's no blood. Yeah, so it's all based on positivity. And I found that, it's because it's with SAS, it's so close to life and death, and it's amazing that you can find that in a different context, and the base layer is actually a positive emotion, metta and love. It's extraordinary. So for me, probably one of the most significant moment was, which was not on the program, so it wasn't part of the retreat actually, and it was when we were walking, 16 of us, up on a hill, and one of our Dharmacharinis was actually scattering ashes of her brother. And when we had about 1 hour's walk up to the top of the hill, and I've never been so present in my life as I was on that hill at that time. And it was us practicing and witnessing that kind of collective emotion. It was most extraordinary. So that's the kind of connection, the golden net that I'm talking about. And it would be when Sangharashita is saying, can you recognize it? So it's only when you're taking time out and you begin to see the different connections, that's where you kind of feel that. You can get a glimpse of that. So there is a shepherd's round dance. So do your feet know how to dance? I would say for me, there is a gift of working, creating and practicing together. And I think for me, LBC, this particular center, is if I was a tree, this would be my roots. So this is where I've learned to dance the Dharma, really. This is where the teachers have inspired me to go on that particular path. And now I work in West London Buddhist Centre, and for me, if it wasn't for the people there being very generous, who allowed me to go for 3 months and covered for me, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm very grateful for them. But what I would say is that the different centres that we've got around, they all sort of they've got all different kind of local dances, but we all going for the kind of the Dharma beat. And that's I find that's just really, you see that, and that's what you train. When you've 3 months on the mountains, you learn to know what the beat of the Dharma is. So then you can go wherever you go afterwards, and you can do your dance, and you can get other people to dance with you. So do your feet know how to dance? I'm learning. Yeah. And it's about setting conditions. So for me, I feel very sort of grateful that I'm able to now go and serve. And my context will be WLBC, West London, but also here in terms with different activities. So it's about service, really. Yeah. So finally, garden planted in a wilderness. For me, this is about cultivating the mind and understanding the mind. So my name is Prajnanita, and I was given this particular name by my preceptor. And what it means is she who is led by wisdom. So for me, I'm very grateful to my preceptor for giving me this name, because in a way she showed me a direction. I know what my path now is, and it's like I know what kind of garden I'm going to be working on in the wilderness. And I want to really thank my partner Akasha Mitra, because he led me or gave me the freedom to go and have a go at my own garden. And I think there is something about letting people do what they need to do on their own. For me, that was something to go somewhere for 3 months, do my own thing, is such a beautiful gift that I've received. So thank you for that. So, yeah, 4 gifts. There I accept them. I was like, yeah. I'm having those. I think I can see there will be challenges, but I want that. I want that challenge. And I feel that my name that was chosen by Sadanandi, and the way she explained that to me, it's a very aspirational name, to always get in touch with the depth, with wisdom, to look at my experience and not take some bits out of it, so look at the ugly as well. So for me, I'm ready to accept those gifts, and I'm grateful.